Hey, Tara. Hey, Cody. All right, we're just going to. I'm debating if we should just start now or wait. We have two more students who are expected to be here. We can actually go ahead and get started. So Tara, you'll go ahead and play first, and then Cody, you'll play next. So Tara, go ahead and introduce yourself and name of your piece, and then Cody, go make sure you're muted so we can hear Tara play then. Thanks. All right, Tara, floor is yours. Go ahead and introduce yourself and then the name of your piece. Hey, Tara, you ready? Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell us the name of your piece before you start playing. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna play over the rainbow.
Awesome. Whenever you're ready. Nicely done. Thank you, Tara. So just a couple questions here, or one main question. Do you recognize the hand positions throughout this piece?
Yeah.
Or like where you're really good? I'm glad, because I can tell that you were very comfortable playing the piece. So great job with the fluency there, playing without stopping too much. Now the beginning sounded very strong. Can you tell the class what is the first hand position in the right hand?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so I mean, where are your five fingers at laid out on the piano? So, for example, your five is on a G, right? So, if your five was G, where would your first finger be?
On C.
Say that again.
On C.
Exactly. So, that's what I mean by hand positions or finger position. It's where your hand is mapped out on the piano. And we always start with the root of that hand. So, if your five is on G or if your three is on E, we look for where that one is, and that is a C. I was asking that because coming down here in the left hand, as you can see, your one is on a B. Can you place your first thumb with your left hand on the B, right below middle C? Now, if your thumb is on a B, where would your fifth finger be? This is for left hand. Where would five be?
E.
On E, exactly. So your left hand is E position right here. I'm saying this because it lets you know where your hands are going to be mapped out when you're playing the piece. So left hand is E position. So before you play, it's always good to map out your hands. I can tell you had a little bit of a hiccup here, which is why I wanted to make sure we knew what that was. So essentially, if your five is on E, hypothetically speaking, if you're in root position, your two should be an A, as it is. Your four is a sharp here, and that's your F sharp, and then your three is a G. So if you learn hand positions, it's going to make it a lot easier to see what notes are coming next. You don't have to look at your hands too much because it's already in place. You just keep your hands, you keep your eyes on the music, and it'll help you understand what comes next a bit better and a bit quickly. So we'll just review hand positions, or I'll put a note for you so you and your professor can go over that. But really good job today. The piece sounded great. Thank you, Tara. All right, next up, Cody. Introduce yourself and the name of your piece.
Hi, name is Cody Quatch, and the song name is Gravity Falls Theme.
Say that again.
So my name is Cody Quatch, and the song is called Gravity Falls Theme.
Okay, I just meant the last part. I just didn't hear the name of the piece. Thank you, Cody. Whenever you're ready. Yeah, I caught that. It's okay. Really good job today, Cody. I like how you're playing the piece nice and loudly and confidently. So just one thing, we're going to talk about voicing today. So voicing is when you can hear one note or one part louder than the other parts, okay? So if you notice, this is a question for all of you. If you are going to a concert or listening to a song on the radio or on your phone or something, do you hear the vocals more than the instruments? Or do the instruments sound louder than the vocalist singing? Which one's louder, the vocalist or the instruments?
Answer is vocalist.
The vocalist, yeah. So you'll hear everything, but the vocalist always stands out more because those are where the words are, the meaning of the piece, the message, things in that nature. So I'm saying all this, Cody, to let you know, usually it's in the right hand where the voicing is or where the melody is. Your left hand was very loud, and it's not a bad thing, but that means your right hand should be even louder. Now, the right hand can only go so high in that register, that C5 register here. So you would have to make sure the left hand is a little bit quieter. So can we actually go ahead and try just a part of this piece? Let's go ahead. The beginning was really strong, and I like that. So go ahead and start from measure 5 and just play through measure 8. But can you play the left hand very softly while the right hand is a little bit louder? So make sure the left hand is a little bit, make sure the left hand is nice and quiet. Let's try it like piano or mezzo. There you go. Nice, there it is, really good. Yeah, and even some pedaling would make it sound a little more fluent and more together as well. Just a suggestion there. Because when you add pedal, you have less of those gaps in between the notes. But yeah, so we talked about just voicing today, make sure we can hear that melody run, or the melody rather than, the accompaniment. But overall, really good job today, Cody. I love how confidently you were playing.
Thanks.
Of course. All right, we had 4 students, but we're just gonna have 3 today, it looks like. So last but not least, is it Rostam? Rostam? I don't want to say it wrong. Oh, you're still muted.
Rostam.
Awesome. Rostam, introduce yourself to the class and then the name of your piece.
My name is Rostam Dean, and I'm doing French children's song. And
Awesome. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
on. Okay, now.
Nicely done, Rostam. Great job. So throughout the whole piece, I noticed you were looking at your left hand, and I'm glad you did. This lets me know that you're very comfortable playing the right hand. We talked about this earlier. The right hand, you're playing in C position, specifically C5. You're up here where your third finger is on E, one is on C, and 5 is on G. So in other words, when you know the mapping of your hands, this is what I was telling Tara earlier, when you know where your hand position is, you don't have to look at it because the fingers are already mapped out. You can focus your eyesight and attention on other parts of the piece. In this case, it was a left hand because there's a lot of jumping around. So you want to make sure that when you are looking at the left hand, you want to look before it's time to play. I noticed that you would play, and then you kind of look down, and then you look down again. You do something like that, but if you look at your hands, or try memorizing the piece for one, that'll really help it. But then also looking at the left hand before it's time to play. That way, specifically look at where the hand is moving to, right? So if you're playing C, while you're playing C, and your right hand is already playing, make sure you're looking at where the left hand goes. That way, when it's time to play, you're not looking when it's time to play, but you're looking before it's time. And that'll make it a little more fluent. You can add pedaling in as well later on, but that comes later on. Overall, it sounded great. I love the way you played it. And going forward, look ahead in the music, and then that'll really help it become a little more fluent. But yeah, great job. Were there any questions at all from anyone? Any lingering thoughts? All right. Well, great job today, everyone. I enjoyed myself. I hope you did as well. Keep up the good work, and then hopefully I'll see you next week. Take care. I'll see you soon. Yeah, you guys are free to go. I'll see you later.